box art for Super Castlevania 4 took over 6 million man-hours to create, 40 buckets of sweat, and 50 buckets of tears. And the result is one of the best pieces of art ever created. A work of art that rivals even the great Renaissance masters of old. The box art for Putty Squad tried. In my last video, I talked about how early CGI in video games had tons of charm and served a practical purpose. Well, consider this video the DLC pack to that one. And since this video is DLC, if you Venmo me $10, that'll get you the default Cheesecake Battle Pass. And then you can give me your credit card, your social security number, your home address, your IP address. I like money. While CGI in video games was an important addition to the medium, it also had a different effect on the industry. It changed what these games looked like. And by that, I mean the box art. Before game companies could just throw whatever new computer-generated model they wanted onto the cover, they had to do something a little different. Because the whole point of box art is to show the customer two things. One, what the f is this game about? Is it about a frog? Is it about a wizard? Is it about doing that thing I see everyone ask on Reddit? Oh my god! I don't know, man, but the box art's gonna help you out. And two, it had to make you want to buy the game. So if these two things are what good box art should do, is this doing anything for you? 'Cause it is for me. Part of the problem with older games is that they didn't really know what to put on the box art. You couldn't rely on in-game models or visuals to sell your game because, well, your gameplay looked like this.
Bye, E.T.
Now, does this make you want to buy E.T.? Or does this? Unless your game was mega popular at the time, like Donkey Kong, Mario, Kung Fu? You could get away with having some random in-game model on the cover. But we'll come back to this point in just a bit. Box art is a lot like the thumbnail on a YouTube video. A good thumbnail captures your attention and makes you want to click on that video. And you should trust me on this because I'm an expert on thumbnails. It honestly does not matter what's in your video or how good the video even is. If you've got an eye-catching thumbnail, people are gonna click. For retro video games, box art served the same function. It didn't matter if your game had a duck, it didn't matter if your game mega sucked, and it didn't matter if your game was hard as fuck. As long as that box art is looking sexy, people are gonna buy it. And you know what's not very sexy? Ghostbusters on the NES. Because in-game models and gameplay were not the best at selling your game, and this wasn't a time where you could just look up a game on the internet or watch an IGN review,
Like the overabundance of water.
game companies had to get creative with their box art, and focus on showing the customer what the game is gonna feel like.
20 seconds and counting. Guidance is internal. Ignition sequence start. 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour.
Not what it actually looks like. Despite the lacking gameplay, this was the time where box art really flourished, and you saw some truly fantastic pieces of art. This era is what I like to consider the golden age of box art. A time where artists were given tons of artistic freedoms, and the only thing they were told was, I don't know what to put on there. Just make me money. And then the artist would be like, shit, I got you. Let me cook something up real quick. Okay, maybe, never let this guy cook again. Forever. Many artists took this creative flexibility and ran with it. What's cool too is this artistic freedom kind of became the industry norm for a while. Allowing artists to handcraft their own interpretation of the game and create unique box art was adopted as a standard practice. Even companies like Nintendo and Sega, some of the biggest names in the industry, shifted from that pixel art style to more of an artist's interpretation. Those games I mentioned earlier in the video also had this change. While this era had some great box art, there was also a lot of doo-doo fart box art. Because sometimes when you give an artist tons of freedom, they give you this, or this, or how's this E? Or Tubin? Is that Steve Irwin? Woke boxing? Now this is just straight up garbage. Oh wait, hold on, that's the tooth pack. I'll let this one slide, Shrek. What? Why do the ghosts have feet? Why is Pac-Man a boy? Why is he eating frisbees? Why is he stuck in an antiquity era maze? Now please tell me, what about Pac-Man? You know, the game that looks like this? Is giving you surrealist young man boy thing eating chips getting chased by Ghost with Tims? At least it was better than Cyber Tiger. But having some doo-doo box art every now and then is just kind of the reality when you're in a market as big and competitive as video games. Not every product is always going to be a 10 out of 10. It's like the famous philosopher Socrates said,
"For every Twilight princess, there's going to be a big family games."
Things were riding high for box art until
computer-generated imagery.
in the mid-1990s, when CGI became halfway decent, it was increasingly normalized across many industries. Video games were no exception. With new fancy visuals that pretty much blew anything before it out of the water, many game companies had an epiphany.
What's the matter, Chief Executive Officer of Sony Interactive Entertainment in the 1990s, Ken Kutaragi? I mean, sweetie?
We have this new game, Medieval, coming out soon, but we can't think of any box art for it in time.
Oh, sweetie, you're so Why don't you just throw the CGI model of the protagonist on the cover, therefore eliminating the need to outsource your work to an independent artist? In fact, this process could be done entirely in-house too, further reducing the cost of production. Oh well, sleep tight, sweetie.
And so a new trend emerged for video game box art. Giving up. Where handcrafted works of art were once the norm, the new norm became, I don't know bro, just throw some character model on there. Boom, cut, print, perfect.
Yeah! New Batman box art! Alright! Yeah!
Now I'm not saying that every single game that used this style was terrible. I really like these ones. Or that every single game uses this format. There were and still are examples that buck this trend. Remember what Aristotle said. But I think in general you started to see more and more games adopt this style as time went on. Although I do have some personal gripes with this style of box art, there's nothing inherently wrong with it. And yet that's entirely the problem for me. There's nothing wrong with it. They're just fine. Blech. Boring. Bland. It doesn't feel unique, and it seems like it's only gotten worse with time. Like this box art looks like this box art, which also has the same style as this box art, and this one, 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 and also this one too. Did I mention this one? Can't forget, just to name a few. Maybe it's just me, but I much prefer to have artwork that makes you either feel the tears of God or sincerely question the depths of humanity's depravity, instead of artwork that feels like unseasoned chicken breast. Less Ninja Gaiden and more Ninja Golf, if you know what I mean. Or not, because I have no idea what the fuck Ninja Golf means. If you think that box art... Oh wait, hold up. What are you... Oh, I see. Sorry guys, I've been flipped over to my inside cover art. So, pretty hot, huh? Yeah, I don't know why, but a lot of those games I said had pretty boring box art have the most insane reversible art on the inside. Like the difference in quality between the standard box art and the one on the inside boggles my mind. So please tell me, why isn't this the standard box art? I mean, I know why they use the standard covers. It's easier to sell, the customer knows what system it's on, blah, blah, blah. But like, this just looks so cool. Hopefully one day we'll see a return to form with box art. And with a little luck, some hope, and a shit ton of money, maybe we can see the return of box art that actually tries. Thanks for watching. Nice, you've made it this far in the video. Now's your chance to be a part of this video. I want to know what some of your favorite box arts are. They can be good, great, or awful. Doesn't matter to me. And a few days after this video has been published, the highest voted box arts, I'll post to my community tab. Maybe I'll give you a little shout out. It'll be a real community building moment, bro. Alright, that's it. Bye.